Signs of the Southland for Monday, June 8th, 2026. It is another edition of your weekly dose of Georgia Tech numbers and words. My name is Akshay, and joining me yet again from an incredibly cloudy and soggy Atlanta, Georgia, are Jack Purdy and Jake Grant. Gentlemen, the first order of business today, Brendan Sorsby at Texas Tech has been allowed to continue playing, albeit with a two-game suspension despite gambling on his own team. What are your thoughts? Jack first.
If I'm not mistaken, when this happens in professional sports, you get banned for life. And it's pretty clear cut. We have a very obvious example in Pete Rose. Like, you can't do this. Even if it is your own team and you're just betting on yourself, you can't do this. And this is obviously not a politics pod, but it gets to the grander scope of the legal system right now and how easy it is to manipulate. But no, I mean, there are today the reports where like a lot of Big 12 teams are saying like, hey, we may not play Texas Tech. And I think that's fully fine. Like, teams have not played other teams for less valid reasons before. Like, we had a rivalry with the Tech Georgia rivalry didn't exist for a while in the 20s because of something because of like just a dishonorable statement. Like, far like some World War One thing. Like, not even nowhere close to the level of like actual reckless behavior that Sorsby unfortunately has fallen into, and I do hope he gets better and finds a way out of this. But like, still, like, good God, like, it's just there's a way that there's a good and right thing to do here, and no one's doing it, which is feels like the entire saga with the NCAA and the power conferences in the last 10, 15 years. And it just sucks that we've hit that point. I'm very glad it's not us. Like, that would be, it's indefensible. And I wouldn't want to be in the position as a fan to have to try and be like, yeah, we'll just still root for this guy when he's too old for the league and breaking all the rules. Like,
Yeah,
what
I
are we
was gonna
doing here?
say, like at this point, why? Like, if I'm a Texas Tech fan, like that poisons the well for me, at
Exactly.
least for a
Yeah.
year. Like, how can you even? The entire premise of sports is built on a modicum of fairness, and that's why
Right.
they're rightfully take strong stances in times where you see, some of the. I think the NBA's been particular where they've had a couple of cases of guys get suspended and or
Yeah, the
reprimanded,
NBA had a
etc. for
nasty,
yeah.
like a
They had a
full
mafia. There was a mafia involvement thing. Like, Chauncey Billups was the Portland Trailblazers head coach for 2 games this year, and then got arrested because he was in illegal poker games. Like,
oh, the
it,
names from
yeah,
that lawsuit, the names of all the guys involved,
yes,
incredible.
yes,
Like,
those were
it's a real tag yourself meme in there. But to the point, like to your point about professional sports, not to make this a soccer podcast again, but two guys just got like permanently banned from MLS for doing this exact thing. They like did player props on themselves, and they got their buddies in on it, and
yeah,
that's how they got suspended and
yeah.
eventually permanently banned from
Right.
Major League
It's
Soccer. So,
really dangerous. I'm forgetting. Was it Emmanuel Claze for the Guardians that also got banned because he was betting on throwing first pitch balls for the Guardians,
oh, and it
and
was so
he
obvious.
would
Like you
throw
go back and watch the tape, and he
yeah
is like,
he would throw 4 feet in the dirt, 4 feet in front of the plate, and that's the kind of stuff we're talking about. It's like it becomes, and with how, unfortunately, at least in my opinion, easy it is to now gamble on anything in the world nowadays on your phone. uh this stuff's dangerous. It really can break institutions, and I mean, college football has been actively breaking for a long time now. And the fact that a U.S. judge is like, "Yep, I'll just add more to this," is bonkers. It is a good reason to not trust, to cause distrust in a system that we want to work, which really sucks from the fan side for us as well.
I mean, the main like the NCAA getting flogged in legal matters is a funny bit. Like it's an incredibly funny bit, and also they deserve it. But
Yeah,
also sometimes they're right. Like not
yeah,
all of these rules are BS.
no, yeah.
Especially in
Yeah.
cases like
This is one of
this.
the easiest ones to get right. Like, you just don't even think twice about this rule. It's just so plainly obvious. And yeah, here, yeah,
it's it's important to mention that gambling on sports is something that professional sports leagues, like the players' unions, have collectively bargained into their contracts.
yep,
Um, But I think all of those are, we can gamble on sport. We want to be able to gamble on sports that are not our own. Like that's where the league is
Right.
pushed back. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, I mean, you have like multiple notable examples of where this has gone wrong. You talked about Emmanuel Clase, Pete Rose, Calvin Ridley got suspended for basically a year. I think
Hmm.
literally a
Yep.
year
Yep.
for
Yep.
betting on games like non-Falcons games.
Yeah.
And even then, it was just like one game. He got a 1 year ban.
Still got a flag.
Um,
Yeah.
like I think another factor, I mean, the lack of a CBA here, it's obviously like another factor. Like
Right.
the NCAA has no enforcement mechanism other than suspensions. And since they're getting flogged in antitrust, like this is just going to continue to happen until they have some sort of collective bargaining agreement
Yeah.
where there is an actual enforcement body, an actual enforcement mechanism, because clearly the legal system is not giving them. I can't believe I'm on the side of the NCAA on this one. This is what sickens me.
I know.
Don't make me on the side of the guys that suck.
Yeah.
You have to
And
suck so much for me to be on the side of the guys that suck.
right. And I don't know. I'm not an expert enough to know if they can just like do a hey, you're just banned for the year situation, or if they can change a rule off the cuff. Because right now, there is no appeal process that's going to get Sorsby off the field because that stuff just takes too long compared to how fast the college football calendar
Yeah,
goes.
it's an
Like,
injunction.
yeah, so
It's just a
he's
2 game suspension issued by the school. And
right.
notably, the judge is a Texas Tech alum.
Yeah,
So that adds
Yeah.
to the mix here.
yeah, yeah. So even if the court system went as fast as possible and somehow on paper reverses everything or it bans him again, quote unquote, the season will be over by then. Like unless somehow like the national championship gets delayed a week or something like that, like there's pretty much no shot, which that's not happening. But like it would take one of the craziest circumstances for this to get flipped. Um, and so yeah, he's as far as I would just assume for all of your various preseason previews and stuff like that, Swarsby's playing quarterback for Texas Tech starting in week 3 and onwards.
I really thought you were going to say I would assume for all of your preseason bets. That would have been an incredible joke.
That yes, that would have been. I'm not going to cut this
Missed
though.
opportunity. Missed opportunity. Shall we get into the sports, gentlemen? Shall we start with other missed opportunities? Not to put too much dirt in this wound. Any other, Jack? I know you did a really good episode last week solo after Georgia Tech got eliminated from the NCAA baseball tournament. But Jake, any other lingering thoughts about the NCAA baseball tournament now that super regionals are over as well?
Um, I don't know, Jack. I ground the tape. I found it very helpful to like walk in that spot with you. I
Mhm.
hope other people did too. But like, I don't know. The tournament's a loser machine. There's only
This is
going to
true.
be
This is true.
one. That's a John Boyce quote. I'll attribute it. Shout out to listener. I know you're listening. Who texted me? Imagine getting walked off in your own stadium. On Sunday when UCLA got walked off. I was like, oh no, 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 stop, please stop. So I'm glad we're at a point where that I don't know. I feel like I can chuckle about these things. It's disappointing, but it's sports, right?
Yep.
You give yourself a day or two to be a little bummed. They're fun. They're cool. They're a great team. It's not on really any of the boys or anything like that. And the I'm just hopeful that Georgia Tech is in another 1 seed position sometime soon. That being said, the whole Oklahoma got to be the home team twice in a row. That's nonsense.
I think we all, yeah, I think that's been universally agreed
That's
upon. That was dumb.
that's the one thing that I
Yeah.
go like, holy smokes! Like
That
pitching
changes the
and
game.
whatnot are one
Yeah.
thing, but that was
It changes the
like,
game. Yeah.
yeah, it really
Both
does.
games.
It
Changes
really
both
does.
games.
It really
Yeah.
does. Mhm.
Yeah.
It does. And I think it's inarguable that it's not. It's to the point where like, what's the point of being the 1 seed if like could we have chosen to be the away seed against UIC? Like,
No, because in that case, it is on paper. You do the seeding only matters in the first game.
so you're
That's that.
forced. You're forced to be the away team in your own stadium if
Yep.
things break a certain way,
Yep.
which is crazy. It's the 2 most important games of the year, and your home field advantage doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah.
That's nuts.
I read some rationales in the back throughout that weekend, which is like, yeah, they're trying to like not disadvantaged conference champions and things like that to an extent. And I get to some extent like, hey, you have 3 teams on the road that are playing neutral site games for the most part, and so having some modicum of balance there could be something. But this is the system they set up. If you want to have more home games for more teams, just I don't know, change the geography, change how you set the tournament up, or take away teams. I don't know. That's a thing the NCAA will never ever do. But
Well, and I think to that point too, it makes complete sense that Oklahoma on Sunday was a home team. I'm totally
yeah,
fine with
yeah,
that. If you gotta give them one, that's the one where they should get it.
exactly. Yeah, one's fine. And because I know there were some people who logically thought something that ended up being not true was that in the case where you have back-to-back games in this situation, you flip the home and road, but that is not how it works. It goes you track and see how many times they've been home, how many times they've been road, and whoever's got the fewest in whatever category that matters gets the home game. And if it's all tied, then there is a world where you go back to the seeding, but I don't even know if there's enough games available in a regional to make that even possible.
Yeah.
So it gets so funky. It's not good. There's got to be some like if for like I know there's been talk about this in the NBA and stuff like that, and doing like, hey, the 1 seed, if you're a 1 seed, which in this case there's just 2 in the Western Eastern Conference, they should get 5 home games to start instead of 4 to start the opening series. And in a case, and like that makes sense. Like I think this makes even more sense in the NCAA context because there's a hell of a lot more teams. It's a hell of a lot harder to get one of those 1 seeds compared to how large the field is proportionally. So having that ability to get that, if you can say, hey, they're gonna be the home team every game, like that makes a lot of sense. I don't think anyone would like be mad about it either. Like you can keep the same formula you've got for the other 3 teams in your regional, but if he's like, hey, no, Tech's going to be this is their building, they earned it, they get to be the home team in their own building, like that makes a lot of sense to me. And it's still happening in the supers. Like I saw what Georgia was a road team in Foley this weekend against Mississippi State at one point. So
Yeah, but when it happens to them, it's funny and they
that's right.
deserve
That's
it.
sorry, bad example. Any of these
But
other
also,
teams?
also, I think they flipped for the supers. I think it goes 1-1-1, doesn't it? That again,
Yeah,
that makes more sense to me.
right. Yeah, in a 3-game set, yeah, sure. I mean, we're basically talking about the same
1-1-1.
thing here.
Boom, boom, boom.
We
Yeah.
played
I
Oklahoma
mean,
State
like-
3 times and we're the road team twice.
I mean, like, ethically, that series just should have been in Starkville. Like, all 3 games just should have been in Starkville. That's just like the right way to do it. They shouldn't have.
They got to find a legal.
shouldn't-
You got to play in a legal stadium, and that right field in Foley is not legal.
Yeah, not Yankee Stadium. That
Yeah.
stupid freaking home run porch. Ridiculous. If you can't tell from my demeanor, I'm significantly more bitter today about this. I guess I didn't talk about it before, but I'm far more bitter about this after Georgia's advance to the College World Series. Here's your full field of teams in Omaha: West Virginia versus Troy, North Carolina versus Ole Miss, Alabama versus Oklahoma, the aforementioned boys from Athens versus Texas in the final pairing. Game 1, Friday, June 12th, 1 p.m., ESPN. Not that anyone, I think, that's listening to this will be watching. So,
Oh, you never know. We got baseball fans. We've got baseball fans. I might tune in.
I take
tune.
affront to that. I'm a baseball fan,
I
but
might
I'm
tune
going to
in.
be ill watching this, not seeing our boys out there, Jack.
That's
Come
true.
on.
I know. I'm gonna try and watch a little bit of it.
Jack, any news about other baseball things?
Yes. Here's the good news about our baseball team is that we can recruit like no one else or in the transfer portal. Well, maybe it's like some other teams, but we are a A1 school when it comes to the rest of the country. So we got Jordan Lodis comes in from UCF. He was the brother of was it Kyle Lodis? I'm forgetting his name. This is bad.
Pretty sure it's Kyle.
Kyle Lodis. Yes. There's a lot of he's a very, very good get. He comes out of UCF. And then we get Eli Stevens from Mercer. If y'all are at the Mercer game, remember the Mercer game. This is the guy who hit 2 homers against us and was hitting for a lot of average and a lot of homers. And so this is a classic Tech get. Find a guy in state, plays here on a weeknight that we can't beat, grab him, go get him. This Mason Patel formula as well. So I'm very happy we got him. Hopefully we'll get some more down the line here as well. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more names that come out of this. There's no pitchers that have been announced, and we'll certainly need some pitching because we're losing some guys. Tate McKee of note. There's a lot of guys that could come back that need to evaluate their draft status and draft slot kind of things. So we are very far away from having a complete picture of what the 27 baseball team look like. We do know Charlie Wilcox is in the transfer portal to leave the team. And obviously people can still come back, but yeah, there's a lot of work still to be done on the James Ramsey side and with the coaching staff. But in terms of early splashes, these are two very, very good gets that will help keep this team very, very competitive next year.
On the other side of the fence, in terms of outgoings, Charlie Wilcox just at the portal. So to your point about getting more pitchers, gonna need to replace one more.
Yep.
Cool. We want to talk about football recruits? That it's summer. It's commit season. That right after baseball season is over, all the commits start flowing through. Jack, just read them all out. There's like 10 on here.
It's a lot. We had a very splashy first day. We got 3 4-star defensive linemen. Is that a sentence you expect Georgia Tech football to have done? Not me usually, but it happened. Jamar Thompson, Braden Gordon, and Malik Lee all committed on the same day. So a really good splash there. Jaden Thompson. We have another Thompson. We have a Jamar Thompson on defense and a Jaden Thompson on offensive line. Jaden on offense was a top target for us. Caleb Spivey is another edge rusher. That was a 3-star. We got Caden Howard as a wide receiver who's a flip from Nebraska. He was a big target for us. We got MJ Burnett, a safety who is the son of Morgan Burnett, who played at Tech and had a long NFL career. So loving the second gen jacket there. Brody Campbell was a top quarterback that we were looking at to get. He's a 3-star from in-state. Committed to baseball at Georgia, you're saying? This is interesting. Didn't know that was the case. So we got another quarterback there, a guy that we like. We got a guy named Joshua Pettigrew who's going to play tight end. One of our other 4-star edge rushers is Success Nawadube. So he'll be a very good get. And then Jordan Dillon is another offensive line that we got. And finally, another safety, Julian Elzy, a flip from Kansas State. So a lot of guys. The number getting a lot of 4-stars is a big deal. And that said, I think there was some talk in our chat and something else and somewhere else maybe about how, because there's a lot of resources spent on transfer targets now across college football, it does kind of open up some pathways for schools that weren't traditionally recruiting at the 4- and 5-star level to get more access to them, because schools like Ohio State and Bama can pretty much just pick from the cream of the crop at other schools like we do for baseball, and build your teams that way. And so there's some talent that's a little bit more available than compared to past years.
I mean, it's a roster building difference, right? It's like,
Yep.
Do you want to build through, I mean, like to make it a pro sports comparison, it's like, do you want to build through the draft, or your academy, if you're talking about soccer, or do you want to build through free agent transfer acquisitions? Like, there's merits to both of those. I think you've seen the success of both of those strategies in different aspects. Like, obviously, Indiana goes hard into the transfer portal recruiting bits. So I don't know. It's interesting. I do think that the market has changed in that way. Like the price, the going NIL rate for a high schooler has been effectively deflated because of the emphasis on transfer spending.
Yeah, because you can get proven talent, which is a thing you couldn't used to be able to do for the most part in the sport, and that changes a lot of things if you have a lot of money and the ability to just kind of just set market rates and be able to just say get anybody to say yes. Now, this is a big props to Brent Key for being able to get these guys to say yes too, because flipping dudes from Kansas State, Nebraska is still not nothing. Like those are still big time Big 12 and Big 10 schools that have a lot of horsepower out there. Kansas State was good. Like most years we're losing to Kansas State, I think, at least in the last 20 years or so. So these is signs of progress still, which is really good. Even if it's a different market, we're playing the hand that we have and executing at higher levels than we have in the past when it comes to this. On paper, I should say. We still got to win the games.
I would also add that like another factor for that depreciation of high school talent is also that downside risk that they will, if they're good, they will transfer.
Right.
So you're like giving a little less probably on the front end because of that risk, and say, okay, well, we'll offer you top of a lower market, but it's still a lower market
Yeah.
just by nature.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to mention here, this is not necessarily recruiting focused, but something else that came across our desks earlier last week was Georgia Tech's inaugural girls flag football camp at Bobby
Oh
Dodd Stadium,
yeah.
which is a
Yeah.
7-on-7 camp with athletes from 4 different schools, including my alma mater, which made the 2025 state championship game in this, which is pretty neat. So your 4 programs: Milton, McEachern, Buford, and St. Pius. A couple other notes from this USA Today article about girls flag football. Quote, while girls flag football is now sanctioned in 22 states, Georgia became just the 4th state in the nation to recognize the sport in 2019. Entering the 2026 season, 323 Georgia high schools will partner with the Atlanta Falcons and the Arthur M. Blank Family Foundation to support girls flag football programs. Of those schools, 27 will offer the sport for the first time, continuing the growth of the game across the state. End quote. A couple other notes from me on this. Important to note that the 2028 LA Olympics will also include flag football,
Yep.
women's flag football for the first time. And there's been some talk about starting a professional league on that end as well. There's been a lot of investment, especially from the Arthur Blank Family Foundation. Like there's a massive, like a subset of that massive like high school football display in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. There's a part of it strictly dedicated to flag football. Another note here is that the NCAA, I think, has women's flag football on provisional status. And there are a couple of FBS schools looking at starting programs. I think Nebraska is the first one that said they were committed to it. So
Nice.
look at that ahead of that 2028 LA Olympics, and then moving forward afterward. I don't know. It's like the level is honestly like a really fun watch. Like watching that state championship game is honestly really fun. So yeah,
Love
it's
it.
good to see us investing in that before another school. But it's not about the rivalry, it's about growing the game.
Hmm.
Shall we do some podcast business, gentlemen? Mr. Grant, the floor
Sure.
is yours.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think this will surprise anyone, but this is brought to you by Section 103. Guys, did you see the latest news from Section 103?
Oh, we sure did. I sure did.
Oh, you sure did? Are you going to buy a left field lounge shirt? Because Mississippi State is the newest Section 103 school. Yes, Akshay is vigorously ringing a fake cowbell on mute, but they've got some pretty nice stuff out there. I said this watching the Women's College World Series last week, but the Script State logo, that looks good.
Very good.
There's some pretty good imagery out there, and of course Stephen and the gang crushed it on yet another school that brings them to 8. But of course, as we all know, that it's the best place to find Georgia Tech apparel. Always has been, always will be, and you can find it at section103.com. Remember, use our code FTRS 10% off and get free shipping on orders over $100 every day of the week. That's again 8 schools, and who's to say? Hopefully, more to come from them there, and some exciting things are going on over at section103.com. Gents, what else we got?
Before we move on, I want to say that like that white base polo with the maroon trim from Mississippi State,
Yes,
extremely sharp.
it's
If
it's it's very good. I
it's
completely
very,
agree.
very, very good. I don't know if it's the color combination, but it's extremely sharp.
It
Um,
pops. It pops. Yeah. But anyways,
let's talk about
uh, but-
let's talk about track and field a little bit. The NCAA championships are coming up this week. We have a couple of qualifiers, namely Billy Carlton, who is in the 3K steeplechase. He's the first male qualifier at the NCAA championships for Georgia Texans 2023. He has the 20th best time in the steeplechase of the field. So your viewing windows, the semifinal is on Wednesday at 8:38 p.m. Track and field, very specific. And then the final is on Friday at 8:24 p.m. all times Eastern. Jack, remind me, this is hosted in Eugene, is it not?
Oh, yes, it is. Still in Eugene.
And then your format for the semifinal, there are 12 runners in each semifinal. The top 5 advance plus the top 2 remaining times. Top two from each semifinal plus the top two remaining times. Pretty awesome. But then not a lot of tech people make it this far. And
No.
like you said, first male qualifier, or like we said, first male qualifier since 2023. Is pretty sick. And also 20th best time. Like he's not, he's not really lagging here. I
No,
think
I mean,
he can
it's
make it to the final.
he's got to win it. He's got to do well in his heat. That's the thing. Like when I kept looked at the heat sheet, there was more than 5 times faster than him just in his heat. So like he's got to just be fastest. He's just got to be fifth fastest relative to the people he's running in his semi. And then if he can do that, then he's in the final. He's got a shot. There are some guys that's some very fast times. He's running at about 8:36. And then there's guys that are in the 8:20s and things like that, as low as the high teens. So it's going to take a really, really big run. He's already got his 8:36 that got him this cut. Already is the program history for Tech. So any faster is going to set some history, regardless. So hopefully we'll get down a little bit further in the 8:36s, if not to the 8:35s. I think that'd be a big win for the school, even if it doesn't come with a shot at a final. But yeah, no, as you said, we barely get anyone out here. Like it's been Nicole Fegans. I forget the hammer thrower that I think made it out there. Who's the guy who made it in 23? I could be wrong. But like this is a very rare spot to get our athletes in. So in an event that only gets 24 runners nationwide, that's really good for us.
Like we've been saying all year, I feel like I say this every week. Like it's been a good upswing for track and field couple of years, last couple of months, last couple of years. Again, very, very good to see. Gentlemen, anything else? We're in the summer. We're starting to get lean on our schedule here.
I know. Jose Alvarado's playing in the NBA Finals. That's been a sight to see.
Unfortunately.
I mean,
Spurs in 6.
There's no other team he should be playing for other than the Knicks, though. So, like, it's very Jose coded that he is playing for the Knicks.
He could play for the Nets. They're from Brooklyn.
That AT&T commercial he's in is so random. I'm like, where did he come from? Why is he there?
Hey, you know what? Good for him for getting his bag.
Good for him.
I know. Get that
money.
I'm that happy for him because things usually don't go well for people that play for the New Orleans Pelicans, sadly, because it's
the New Orleans Pelicans.
It's just how life is for them, sadly. But I know.
Are they America's most forgotten professional sports team? The
I know.
Blue Jackets have to be.
I was about to say Columbus. Yeah, like that. It's them. Yeah.
The Hornets, the Charlotte Hornets.
The Charlotte Hornets have Con Kneppel and LaMelo Ball. They're actually good.
Memphis Grizzlies have got to be a forgotten-ish one too. I feel like
Ja Morant, Desmond Bain.
Ja Morant, the grit and grind Grizzlies of the 2000s.
They got Zach Edey now, and that's been that's been interesting for them. So he's played real minutes.
He is definitely a basketball player, definitionally.
Oakland Athletics, perhaps, or Sacramento Athletics. People.
Vegas Athletics. They're in Vegas this week.
They are actually playing in Vegas. It's so I hate everything.
It's gross.
About that. Yeah.
Oh, I got one.
Yep.
The Miami Marlins.
Unfortunately, they do make the playoffs every so often and have 2 World Series titles. Unlike the Blue Jackets,
but the Pelicans are definitely the most forgotten.
Yes,
that's pretty.
I think the Pelicans
clear.
Having to basically sell your name and then pick a new one out of a hat, I think counts as you being the most forgotten team. In men's pro sports and men's American pro sports.
Right. I got.
So you're saying that they're more forgotten than MLS teams, because I think most people just don't even know about a lot of the MLS teams.
Oh, buddy, I know too many MLS teams. This is a personal pet project for me.
I USA, baby.
There on purpose because you just walked yourself into the corner on completely forgetting MLS.
I watched at least one Chivas USA match in my lifetime.
They don't exist anymore. That doesn't count. They got folded. Big Miami Fusion, guys.
Tampa Bay Mutiny.
Is it just me, or is Akshay suddenly a little blurry, Jack? Am I going do I need to
nope, you're fine.
Or something?
Let's
okay.
Oh, I forgot to mention.
No, it's a transition. Actually, we do have one more bit of news to talk about. It's the SEC ACC Challenge in basketball. Women's basketball is headed to Alabama. The men are headed to Mississippi State. I think initial reaction, decent reaction, decent for The
It's
women,
fine.
men, random number generator. Who knows?
It
It's
it
fine.
seems like we always play them, even though I know that we don't always play them. Like just between the women and the men, we've seen Mississippi State a lot, and I'm like, anyone else? But then again, we weren't the team that got forgotten slash left out, so
Hey,
it
Yeah.
look,
could be
that
worse.
that Mississippi State game, that's a Section 103 bowl. I'm just
Hmm.
saying, presenting partner, Section 103 could happen. I'm just saying. Gentlemen, our final bit of the day, the thing that we've been leading up to this entire episode, which has been honestly pretty short for our standards. So we're padding 30 more minutes.
Maybe.
Jack, you have the original tweet here from the alumni. I think this is from the Alumni Association, correct?
Georgia Tech
Of
Athletics posted
Georgia
this.
Tech Athletics. And let me read it
Yes.
out to everyone. This is a tweet from earlier today. A white and gold World Cup soccer ball emoji. With the 2026 World Cup a week away from its Atlanta debut, which jackets would make your starting 11? Question mark emoji, eyes emoji, and then a link to a form. I have
Tech
asked
tower in goal. It's a brick wall. I've been sitting on that one for like 2 hours. There you
I
go.
have asked Mr. Purdy and Mr.
Get out of
Grant
here. Get out of here.
to form their own starting 11s. And as the resident soccer person on the show, I'm going to evaluate both of them. Mr. Purdy, would you like to go first? Give me the formation, give me a captain, and then walk me through the positions.
Got it. Okay. So we
And
should
then
preface.
share your screen so we can see this. Podcasting is a
Okay.
visual medium.
We got to preface this by saying Georgia Tech has not had an NCAA soccer team ever in the existence of the school. There's the club teams, they do exist, but we have never had an NCAA. We've never played an NCAA sanctioned soccer game in school history, which makes this really hard because you can't just pull and do an all-time starting 11 from NCAA Tech soccer, where you would
Just
have
wait
like
until they
this.
cap the connector, Jack. Just wait.
Hopefully. And so I have actually taken this somewhat seriously. I have tried to I have made sure we've got men and women represented. I've tried to make sure we have some history represented and also some like decently accurate skills that could apply from other sports into this. So I will share the screenshot with you all now. I'm going to start at goalie, and it's a guy who kicks a ball for a living, and that is Aiden Burr. I figured why not put the most accurate kicker, because you need to send some long balls down the field, so you may as well give it to the most accurate kicker in Georgia Tech football history. So he gets to be the goalie. He's not a large man. That is the drawback there. I've stood next to him. I'm 5'3". He's not that much taller than me, so
Jack,
you'll lose
Jack,
some size
buddy,
there.
buddy. Shot stopping is the most important thing that a goalkeeper can do.
No. This team is built around speed. We're really playing three goalies here because we've got Jackson Hawes and Kyle Eford, who are also not incredibly tall humans, but we've got some dudes who are speedy and yet can have some size and are muscle dudes. I don't care if they get yellow cards every game as long as they're muscling dudes around. So I've got them as my center backs. On the wings, I have specifically chosen the base stealers, the number one base stealers for Tech baseball and Tech softball ever. That is Ty Griffin and Eileen Morales as wingbacks. Speediest people in Tech history on the baseball and softball side. So that was a pretty easy shoe in for me.
It's also important to note, and also we're going to start getting into the soccer nitty gritty here. Jack has picked a 4-4-2 diamond, which means this is an incredibly narrow formation in the midfield. And
Yes.
Morales and Griffin are going to have to work really hard to not only give this formation some width, but also track back defensively.
I think they're fine. I've got as a setter, as kind of a captain of the group in this, as a defending midfielder, I've got Haynes King because he's still got speed, but you want the captain of the school back there. I think that makes a lot of sense to
Okay.
me. So we put Haynes there, and then I've put us ahead of him. So we're talking middle of the field now. I've got a center fielder and the first ever track star in Georgia Tech history. We've got Drew Burris on the left side because that dude knows how to read a ball. He can get to wherever it needs to go. He knows how wind works. He's just an all around athletic dude.
He's going to give you your weather report on the field.
Gonna be great. You need it. And then on the other side, we've got Ed Ham, who was the first sprinter to win a gold medal. That was a Georgia Tech alum back in what was it? Which was it the Berlin Games? It was one of the games back in the 1920s. Or Amsterdam. He won gold medal in Amsterdam in track.
28.
Yeah, 28. So I think you got to put a sprinter there. I have one more sprinter, and it is the most decorated Olympian in Tech history, Antonio McKay, as an attacking midfielder. Uh, Put the actual most decorated Tech athlete in terms of Olympic sprinting performance ever. Put him up there, and we're going pure size up top. I don't actually know if these are probably not the. I did not put any basketball players because you still need a little bit of speed here and people that have some good agility. So I put Calvin Johnson. I'm just assuming the ability for him to catch footballs will translate to him to be able to head footballs, this other kind of football. And we put Julia Bergman on top as well for because she's got really good coordination as well. So uh, that is my starting 11. Aiden Burr, Ty Griffin, Kyle Eford, Jackson Hawes, Eileen Morales, Haynes King, Ed Ham, Drew Burris, Antonio McKay, Julia Bergman, and Calvin Johnson.
I have one question.
Yes.
Why would you not make Calvin Johnson your goalkeeper?
That also
For the
works.
exact same
But
reason.
I wanted an actual dude who kicks a ball for a living in this thing. Like, it is the only guy who has comparable actual skills to this sport that regularly plays any sports on campus is Aiden Burr, and so he got a spot for that reason.
Okay.
This isn't a perfect starting 11. Again, no one here is a soccer player.
Look, they'll build that connector stadium, and we'll do as many games of color commentary as we need to. It'll be fun. I like this. I think there's some real gems here. I like Morales and Griffin on the edges. I think that does give you some speed. Um, King in the center of the ballpark. I think you got some destroyer aspects, and you also got some ball playing aspects. Carrying out of the midfield, creating those, like creating space, driving into space, opening up opportunities, sucking in defenders. I think that's there. Then you got a little bit of turn and burn speed up front. I think it's flawed,
Oh, of
especially
course.
given that you have a five
It's
three
flawed.
goalkeeper. The 5-3 goalkeeper is going to sit with me forever, but I like it. I
Oh,
think
thank you.
this can work. As long as the goalkeeper never has to touch the ball, this works.
I think there's a lot of other names you could put in there, especially up top. Like I'm sure that you could. Now I have no basketball players in this, and I'm sure there's some dudes that would work really well for that, especially in the Lethal Weapon 3 era. I
Chris
now I
Bosh.
you can put. I think Bosch should be. Yeah, you can put Bosch in there. You can put Marbury in there. There's a number of guys. I didn't do a coach. I'll let y'all decide who would be the coach for this from Tech history.
Claudio's my coach.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my god.
cheating.
I just off the cuff, I hadn't thought about it at all. First name that came to my head, I see he's fiery. I like that.
He would
He's
go
always
full Bobby
pointing.
Cox.
He's pointing, and he's got a clipboard situation sometimes.
He does fit
Yeah.
the in terms. Michelle is also very good for this as well. Like they both fit the mold of like very soccer coach coded at the same time. Um, there's and now strategically, I don't know. Like you got to think. I want to also
John
think who.
Heisman.
Heisman more just like invented the basic building blocks. We're past that now. I think we whoever's the best wizard at their whoever's like Bobby Dodd maybe. I
That's
don't
where
know.
Claudio he builds
Claudio's
it
a
all in the
development guy.
pot and then
He is.
yeah.
This is true. Claudio is a very good development
You
coach.
gotta work the refs, right? You gotta keep
Yeah.
it. You gotta keep a conversation going.
Right.
Jack, if we're ready to send mine, I have a comment. I'm going to hit
Okay.
enter and I'm going to say, your lineup didn't have enough catchers. Not enough catchers. No. My rules for myself were
Rules.
I had to have seen them play live, overlapping with the era of our team.
Okay.
And they had to have, I don't know if one of them signed a pro contract, and I know one hasn't yet, but they all darn well deserved it if they played in the right eras for some of these leagues to be up. I went back and forth on exactly which names to include, and I had a different goalkeeper for a minute, but I got Lorella Kubai in the goal.
Oof.
She's a true
That's
five. She's big. She can
Yeah,
get
it's
up.
good.
She
It's
can
good.
stop a shot.
great.
Lorella is the truest five I've seen in my time at Tech.
It's
Sorry,
good.
Moses Wright. She's the woman in the middle. She's the right woman for the job.
This is great.
I don't know how strategy works in soccer at all. Otherwise,
This is my favorite part.
So I built the back line completely out of catchers. I wanted big boys who were going to brawl through people. Von Lackey's my left, Kevin Parada on the right, and Joey Bart and Kyle McCann up the middle. Again, they all signed professional contracts, and they're going to run you over. That much I believe is true. Jack looks confused and horrified, so I'll keep going. Jameer Gibbs and Jamal Haynes in the middle. That's my backfield. I was like, this is giving backfield. I know they're not all the way in the back, but if I want somebody with a ball to start running, it's going to be Jameer Gibbs, and he's going to attack up towards the front. The one piece of guidance that I got from out of these two is that you want shifty players kind of on your wings and on the outside. And so in the left wing, I put Jose Alvarado. Duh. That's
Hmm.
the shiftiest guy I've known at Georgia Tech. And Mariana Brambilla, again, I don't know if she ever signed a professional contract, but she darn well deserved it in an
She
era
did.
before we had three pro leagues. So great. She did. Excellent. Just shows what I remember about all this. Yeah, so I got Mari and Jose, and then Haynes King up the middle there. He's gonna run you over. He's gonna hit that stick, and he's gonna just plow right through you and get you there. And then I put the fastest boy that I think I know on a pro sports field. That's Chandler Simpson. I should say, man, he's grown now, but he wasn't at Georgia Tech very long. But he hit like 440, and he's currently making meals for himself by just being really freaking fast and good at getting the ball. So yeah, I don't want to say mine's better than yours, Jack, but you don't have enough catchers. That's what I do know.
Chandler
I also
Simpson
think it's
is
out.
an oversight. That was an oversight on my part. I definitely should have considered that. Because I like reduced myself to an all-time list. I had some guardrails there. I think if I didn't have Ty Griffin, Chandler does make it because duh, that dude could score on a sack fly from first base if he really wanted to. Um, so yeah, that makes sense.
This one is Jack. I think he's got you beat.
What?
Honestly,
Oh, come
I
on.
think he's got you
Yes!
What
beat
the hell?
because he's got okay. So four stay-at-home defenders right at the back. I think that's fine because he's got two defenders that will go up, or two attackers that will go up and
Lackey
down.
does have speed. This is true.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Lackey can go up and down, and then like Bart, McCann, and Parada can pivot and
Yeah.
be that back three. I can see that working. I think Gibbs and Haynes as a double pivot. I think I can see that working. King, I think, is a sneaky good 10 in here. So he's got this set up as a 4-2-3-1. I think King is a sneaky good 10 just because of the option play. Here, he's picking
Hmm.
passes, he's
Hmm.
finding space. I think that's good. Alvarado and Brambilla mixing up front and on the wings. I think that works. And then Simpson just being pure speed and beating his man. I think that works. I think
This
this. I
Ca-
think
the
this is a
cake the
lot better.
well, the cake as I'm looking at this.
And candidly, I did have King in Brambia's spot and Justin Thomas in the middle. So it's funny you mentioned the option, but I don't know. I wanted a volleyball player in there, and gosh darn it, Mari had a good fit for
We
that.
had the
So
same idea there. Thinking how this would actually work between the Alvarado Simpson King triangle. I mean, Alvarado literally stands in the corner and just shows up after King and Simpson figure out whatever the hell they do, and he just rips
Oh, it's
goals.
an aggressive press. Like these two, you pivot, like you pull Alvarado into a front two to press, like
There's
out of
yeah.
possession. Like
there's
this
no
is
middle
cooking.
in this lineup. I have four that are just
Oh, there
cherry
is
picking all the way
there's
down, and four that are like
yeah,
you've played foosball, right? You know how there's like a bar stuck through all
right.
of them, and they have to
Yeah,
stay in the same. Yeah,
yeah.
there's a bar through my four catchers, and they're just there kicking the ball back up, you know. So
But I think that works, though. I think you still have movement in the middle of the field with Gibbs and Haynes. I think this works. I can see how this fits together a lot better than Jack's. This is
Uh,
Jack,
incredible.
you
my
just have to watch less soccer.
my
Come on.
self-imposed rules of make sure there's historical impact here absolutely just destroyed my chances at winning this arbitrary game.
I think Jake beats you by a goal in like a single game sample. He's
I
got
mean,
you by maybe a goal and a half. That's where I'd set the line.
sure. And now I'm thinking about like size up top. Like I got Calvin and Julia, and Antonio's a large dude as well up top in the box. So we'll see how. I mean, Lorella back there really doesn't help my case at all. Um,
Oh yeah, and
in
also
goal.
you're getting your set piece defense is not going to
Oh
be great.
no, I mean we're working on
It,
speed here. Like this is the point here is speed. Speed and creativity is what I'm going for here, and that doesn't win everything.
if it counts for anything, Jack, I did have Burris in the mix originally. I did have some Morales, and I had some thoughts on some other softball there. So I of course Calvin Johnson, but I was like, it's
Yeah.
cleaner if I can say somebody who signed a contract to do something professional and that I've seen, because the world's too big. You could just start naming dudes like, oh, Clay Cersei, that guy's athletic. He jumped over the
Yeah.
whole UGA line. I saw him play. Like,
Yeah.
how'd that not make the mix, right?
There's
Like
a lot
that
of no,
just
there's a lot of ways you can make this for dudes who did not play soccer at all.
only catchers. I want to build the entire 11 out of
I
catchers.
mean,
Barrett,
I, w-
I
I would
had
also throw
Peters.
I would
I
also
like
throw Shante Lowe into this for
Shanta's a
Yeah.
Jacks.
Shanta
High jump.
Shanta.
Technically third
Oh,
gold, bronze medalist in OA.
honestly, I should probably replace Bergman with Shante Lowe in terms of actually trying to score goals. And adding and just doing two giants that can reach up super high up top. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm sure both of them probably get
Set
12 feet in the air.
set pieces.
Yeah.
Set pieces are important, Jack.
Yeah. You had Drew Burris kick him because he knows how the wind works, and then he places him in the right spot.
In swing, Drew Burris in swinger.
Yeah.
Some Olympicos, really.
11, 11 of your beefiest offensive linemen. Go.
Kalen Rutledge 11 times.
Yeah, we did forget about
Shamir
Keelan
Devine on the
Rutledge.
D. Yeah.
Shamir Devine, the Patriots offensive lineman that I'm going to forget the name
Shaq
of.
Mason.
Shaq Mason.
Shaq Mason.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's some more. There's
Bill
some more
Curry.
beef that you can put.
Bill
There's some
Curry
more
was
beef that you can
undersized.
put
He
on
was
these rosters.
extremely
Bill Curry was
undersized.
undersized.
He
Yeah.
admitted it straight to my face that he was undersized. Like it is
But
miraculous.
he's a
that
glue guy, Jack. He's a
I-
glue guy.
he should probably be the coach.
Honestly, yeah. Yeah.
Who are you? All
He
right, let's put some captains on these gentlemen.
Oh, Haynes. That's the whole point of why he's here.
Yeah,
Is he's the
Haynes.
captain. That's the whole reason he's here.
Mr. Grant.
Lorella in goal. She the captain of my team.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. Fascinating. Well, gentlemen, I thank you for this exercise. This has been a lot of fun, actually. I did not expect Jake to come out swinging
Dang.
on this one. We should submit this. I think these would be good
So
content to
if
submit.
I'll just note this: if you go to the tweet, there is a hyperlink that goes to, and you can fill out your own. They made a microsite or something for this, and you can fill out your own roster, but it is with only active Georgia Tech athletes that are on that are listed that you can make it out of. So you cannot go back in time like we did here, at least with their one that they made. You'll probably you got to give them some contact info. So I'm sure you'll get some emails that our listeners are probably already getting from the Athletic Association. So it'd just be a fun game.
We'll put the link in the show notes.
Yeah, we'll do that. And it is using and the background is that there's a background image for this, and it is using an Atlanta United match against the Crew. At least
Just so they can get yellow and gold in there.
I'm pretty sure.
And can I
Go ahead.
They're using it to engage with athletics from three guys who live locally, have several season tickets, and do a podcast about this every week. Maybe we let somebody else take this one and have this be our contribution, guys.
Oh, I think they've turned up the brightness high enough to where you can't actually see what the score is.
Yes, that looks to be the case. This definitely reads to be the playoff game from 2017.
Yep.
In Mercedes. That is absolutely what this image is.
Yep. Damn. Fascinating. All right, gentlemen. What a fun experience. This was a lot of fun. We should do more bits like this. More bits. More bits on the podcast.
Make a hockey team next week.
Gotta call John Midtown and ask for permission, Akshay. Come on.
We'll get that connector stadium built. It's gonna be great.
Here you go.
All right, Mr. Grant, shall we?
Yes, as always, this podcast is brought to you by FromTheRumbleSeat.com. Emails FromTheRumbleSeat@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. It's June 8th. We got a lot of summer left until things start to fire back up here. But in the meantime, you can find Section 103 at section103.com and at Section 103 on Instagram.
You can find From the Rumble Seat on your various social media platforms. But remember to check out our writing over at FromTheRumbleSeat.com. You can find Jack and Akshay over at GameOnPaper.com and on the various social medias there as well. Remember to use our code FTRS at section 103. And until we speak again, you can find us on all major podcast platforms. Good night, good luck, and go Jackets.